Once upon a time, in the great city of Jerusalem, there lived a mighty king named David. Known for his bravery, courage, and leadership, he united tribes and expanded the kingdom of Israel. His legacy includes not only his military victories, but also his struggles and shortcomings. We've all faced moments that feel impossible to bear. Situations where we've done everything we can, yet the outcome remains beyond our control. Today, I want to share one of history's most powerful examples of learning when to fight and when to let go. The story of King David and a loss that would change his understanding of surrender forever. King David, warrior, poet, leader of Israel, a man who had conquered giants and built a kingdom. But in 2 Samuel, we find him facing an enemy he cannot defeat, the consequences of his own choices. David had committed adultery with a woman named Bathsheba and arranged for her husband's death in battle. When their child was born, the prophet Nathan delivered devastating news. The child would not survive. This wasn't just punishment, it was a situation completely outside of David's control. The question was, how would he respond? David's first response? He fought with everything he had. For 7 days, he fasted, prayed, and pleaded with God. He lay on the ground, refusing food, refusing comfort. His servants couldn't persuade him to eat or rest. This is natural, isn't it? When someone we love is in danger, we mobilize every resource. We research, we network, we pray, we bargain with the universe. David was doing what any loving parent would do, exhausting every possible avenue of hope. But here's what's remarkable about David's story. He knew when to stop fighting. On the 7th day, the child died. David's servants were afraid to tell him, thinking his grief would become even more intense. But David noticed their whispers and asked directly, "Is the child dead?" When they confirmed his worst fear, David did something that shocked everyone around him. He got up, he washed himself, he changed his clothes, he went to worship. Then he came home and ate a meal. His servants were shocked. While the child was alive, you fasted and wept. Now that he's dead, you get up and eat? David's response contains profound wisdom about letting go. While the child was still alive, I fasted and wept. I thought, who knows, the Lord may be gracious to me and let the child live. But now that he is dead, why should I go on fasting? Can I bring him back again? No. One day I will go to him, but he will not return to me. David understood something crucial. There's a time to fight for what you want, and there's a time to accept what is. He had done everything within his power during those 7 days. Once the outcome was final, continuing to fight would only prolong his suffering without changing anything. This doesn't mean we give up easily or stop caring. David's 7 days of fighting show us that letting go isn't about apathy. It's about wisdom. It's knowing the difference between what we can influence and what we cannot. Sometimes letting go looks like accepting a medical diagnosis while focusing on treatment options you can control, releasing a relationship that's ended while investing in your own healing, or acknowledging a career setback while redirecting your energy toward new opportunities. The key is David's phrase, "I will go to him, but he will not return to me." He shifted his focus from trying to change the unchangeable to moving forward with purpose. The story doesn't end with loss. David comforted Bathsheba, and later they had another son, Solomon, who would become the wisest king in Israel's history. David's ability to let go of what he couldn't control allowed him to embrace what came next. Letting go isn't giving up on life. It's making space for life to surprise you again. David's story teaches us that love sometimes looks like release, that strength sometimes means stopping the fight, that faith sometimes means accepting outcomes we don't understand. Whatever hopeless situation you're facing today, ask yourself, have I done what I can do? And if the answer is yes, maybe it's time to wash your face, change your clothes, and take the next step forward. The future you can't see yet might be waiting for you to let go of what you can't change. If this story resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Have you ever had a David moment where you had to learn the difference between fighting and letting go? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this video brought you some comfort or clarity, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps others find these messages when they need them most. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more stories of hope and resilience. Sometimes the most powerful lessons come from the most painful experiences, and I believe we're all stronger when we learn from each other. Until next time, remember that letting go isn't the end of your story. It's often the beginning of a new chapter you couldn't have written any other way.